Hello everyone. So in this video, we will learn how to create QuickBook invoices for new HubSpot deal. So basically, we are going to start with a small example. So this is my HubSpot account. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to create a new deal. So let me just go to sales. Let me just click on deals. And basically, we are going to create a new deal. So let me just create a deal. So let's say the name of the deal is McLaren. And the deal stage is qualified to buy, and the amount is, let's say, 7,000. The close date is 31st of May 2021, and this is the deal owner. And deal type is a new business. The priority is medium, and I'm going to add a contact. So let's say I'm going to add Roger Federer as the deal maker. Okay, so the contact has been added. So let me just click on create. So the deal has been created. It is actually getting created. Okay, so basically now the idea is that there must be an invoice in QuickBooks. So let me just straight away take you to QuickBooks. Now there is something you should know. HubSpot actually takes an appreciable amount of time to send the data. So if you create a deal in HubSpot, you may actually have to wait 5 to 10 minutes so that the invoice may be created in QuickBooks. Okay, so let us have a look in QuickBooks. So this is the page for invoices. Let me just refresh this page. Okay, so as you can see, the page has been refreshed, and we do have the customer, that is Roger 101 Federers, and this is the invoice of Roger 101 Federers. So this is the amount, that is $7,000. And basically we have the date, that is the today's date, and it is showing due in 13 days. Basically the due date was for 31st of May 2021. That is 13 days from now. Excellent. So basically, if you create a deal in HubSpot, it will be reflected as an invoice in QuickBooks. Now your obvious question is, how did I manage to do it? So it's actually pretty easy. In the new tab, all you have to do is just type Pabbly.com. So your obvious question is, why Pabbly.com? Well, Pabbly.com has an app called as Pabbly Connect that will integrate HubSpot and QuickBooks. Now the best part of using Pabbly Connect is there is no need for actual coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be actually done easily. So in the new tab, let me just type Pabbly.com. Straight away, just click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also create your own free account in just 2 minutes. Let me just scroll down, and here you will find Connect. Just click on Access Now. Okay, so basically we are going to create a new workflow to integrate HubSpot and QuickBooks. Now, before I create a new workflow, there is something I have to do. So let me just scroll down, and there is an integration that has already integrated HubSpot and QuickBooks. So basically this is that integration. So I'm going to switch off this workflow. So your obvious question is, why have I switched off this integration or this workflow? Well, the answer is very clear. We are going to create a new workflow, and this old workflow running in parallel to it will create the problem of duplication of result. Basically, for one single deal in HubSpot, we will have 2 invoices in QuickBooks. We really don't want that. Okay, so that is why I switched off this workflow. It is actually none of your concern because we are going to start from scratch by clicking on Create Workflow. So we have to give a name to this workflow. How about HubSpot to QuickBooks? HubSpot to QuickBooks. QuickBooks. And let me just click on Create. So when you click on create, you will find a window. So this is basically the trigger window. So we want to send the data from HubSpot. That is why I'm going to choose the app as HubSpot. Now basically we are going to create a new workflow. Now in case if you want to clone or replicate this workflow, the link of the template is available in the description box. Okay, HubSpot it is. Now in the trigger event, how about we make it as new deal added? So where is new deal added? Yes, this one. Okay, so let me just click on connect. Now in the API key, we have to mention your API key. So where is our API key? So to get the API key, let's have a visit to HubSpot. So this is my HubSpot account. First of all, just click on the settings button, click this. Okay, so let me just scroll down, and here you will find the option that is integrations. Let me just show you that. Yeah, this one. In the account setup, you will find integrations. Click this. Now here you will find under the integrations API key. Click this. Okay, so this is my API key. Let me just click on show. Of course, I'm not a robot. And just click on copy. So basically this is your API key, copy this and just paste it here. Okay, so we have added the API key. Let me just click on save. So basically we have integrated HubSpot to Pabbly Connect. Basically this means that anytime a new deal is added in HubSpot, Pabbly Connect will get this data. So usually when you attach a particular trigger, a particular software to Pabbly Connect, you will be provided with webhooks. So you basically copy that webhooks and paste it into the triggering software. But in this case, all you have to do is just click on save and send test request, and it will fetch the data of the recently created deal in HubSpot. So what I'm going to do here is, before we check if our integration is working with HubSpot, we are going to create a new deal. So let me just create a deal. Okay, so I'm going to give a name to this deal. How about OPEC deal? Okay, so this is about oil. Okay, and in the deal stage, let it be qualified to buy, and this deal is worth 70,000, or let's say for 50,000. Okay, that's ready. Now the close date, I'm again keeping it as 31st of May 2021. This is the deal order, and the priority, about make it as high, deal type as new business. Now in the case of contacts, I'm adding 3 people. Now there is something you should know. Here we are going to make a split. Okay, so here we are going to make a different approach. First of all, we are going to make sure that these 3 people, okay, so in the contact that we are adding, these 3 people are already added as a customer in QuickBooks. So this is because we actually have to make 2 conditions. The first condition is if the customer is already present in QuickBooks, and the second condition is if the customer is not present in QuickBooks. So that is why we are going to work with the first condition. The first condition is if the person is already present in QuickBooks as a customer. So we have 3 people. Okay, so as you can see, Tony Stank is present. Okay, and then we have a guy called as Roger Federer, and let's say we have a person called as Janice Curtis. So I'm going to select these 3 people: Roger Federer, Tony Stank, and Janice Curtis. So let me just add these 3 people. The first one is Roger. Okay, yeah, this one. Then we have a person called as Janice Curtis, and the last person was I'm planning to add is Tony Stank. So I repeat again, these 3 people, Janice Curtis, Tony Stank, and Roger 101 Federer, is already present as a customer in my QuickBooks account. So the last person is Tony Stank. Okay, so we have added these 3 people. So all we have to do at this point is just click on create to create a deal. Okay, so I think the deal has been created. Excellent. That is OPEC deal. And let me just go to Pabbly Connect. And as I mentioned before, when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch the data of the recently created deal. Let me do that. Okay, so we have some details here. Now this is already showing the amount, that is $50,000. And this is the name of the deal, that is OPEC deal. Let me just scroll down and let me just explore the rest of the details. So we might have the date of the creation of the deal and as well as the due date. Where are those? Nope. Okay, nope. Yeah, so I think this is the date when it was created. So where is our due date? So we may have mentioned the due date. Where is it? So let's explore we have the create date. Okay, and then we have the due date. Yeah, close date. Yes, this is the close date or the due date. Okay, that is 31st of May 2021. So there is something it's not showing. It's actually missing something. The names of the contacts. We have added Roger, we have added Tony, and we have added Janice. 3 people. But unfortunately, it is not showing the details of those 3 contacts. So what we are going to do here is we are going to retrieve that information. So this is how we do it. So first of all, just click on this plus button. So when you click on this plus button, another window opens up. So in the choose app, let us make it as HubSpot once again. This is because we want to extract the details of the people who have been added as a contact when the deal was created. Let me just scroll down and let me just click on get deal contact. Click this and let me just click on connect. Of course, I'm not going to enter the API key again. I'm just going to the existing connection and let's go to the last one, that is #5. Let me just click on save. Okay, so now we have to mention the deal ID. So this is your deal ID. Let me just scroll up. Okay, so this is your deal ID. You basically have to map this particular detail here. Okay, so we click here, click on the first accordion, and this is your ID. We have mapped it. So at this point, all you have to do is just click on save and send test request to fetch the details of our contacts. Let me do that. Okay, so as you can see, we do have some details. So these are the details, these are the basically the IDs of the contacts that is added in HubSpot. Okay, so we have added 3 of them, Janice, Roger, and Tony. So these are the IDs of these 3 people. Now imagine if you have added 10 people to the contact. So the idea is that we actually have to make a prototype, or we actually have to figure out using these contacts if the customer is present in QuickBooks or not. The reason it is quite important is because without creating a customer in QuickBooks, invoice cannot be created. So we, as I mentioned earlier, we have to maintain 2 branches here. The first branch is if the customer is already present in QuickBooks. Now the second branch is if the customer is not present in QuickBooks. The first branch basically means if the customer is present in QuickBooks, all you have to do is create an invoice for him. If the customer is not present in QuickBooks, we have to create a customer and then we have to create an invoice for him. So that is why it is very necessary that you should know that if this customer is present in QuickBooks or not. Now first we have to figure out if this contact is, what are these contacts, the names of this contact. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to toggle this to the left. Okay. And once again, I'm just going to click on save and send test request. So basically the idea is that we are going to work with one single contact. Okay. Let me do that. Let me just click on save and send test request. Okay. So as you can see, we have the data in form of an array. Now out of all these 3 contacts, we basically want to extract the data of one single contact and apply conditions for him. And the rest of the 2 will be working on the same conditions. Okay, I hope it is clear, but if it's not clear, you will understand in a minute. Don't worry. So I hope so basically the gist is we are just going to extract one particular detail. Okay, one particular contact. So just click on this plus button and in the choose app, just type iterator by Pabbly. Okay, so it is already mentioning the choose array as this. Basically, this is the array. Okay. And all you have to do is just click on save and send test request to extract the details. Let me do that. Okay, so it is mentioning the first one. Okay, so this is the first one. So 1451 deal to contact. Okay, so basically it has sorted out that the first iteration is 1451. The second iteration will be 1651 and the third iteration will be 1751. So that's how it will going to work. Now we have to figure out who is 1451. Now this is something that only HubSpot can do. So that is why again in the choose app, let's make it as HubSpot. HubSpot CRM it is. Now in the action event, how about we just click on, okay, so let me just, search a contact. Let me just click on connect. Now there is an action window that you have to add before we work on this. Okay, so let me just go to the recent setting. Okay, this one, and let me just click on save. Okay, so as you can see, we have to search a value. Now in such a value, we have to map an ID. So basically this is the ID that we want to map. So the ID is 1451. This is the ID that we want to map. So what we are going to do here is we click here, go to the iterator, and we map this ID. Now in the property, how about we make it as contact ID? Contact ID. Okay, yeah, this one. And the operator will definitely be equal. And in the property, so basically it is asking what kind of fields do you want. For example, we have a person called as Janice Curtis. And we already know that she's a contact in HubSpot CRM. So what are the details of Janice Curtis that you want? Of course, I want the email, I want the name, the last name, and maybe the phone number. So these details are quite necessary to basically figure out if this Janice Curtis is added as a customer in QuickBooks. So what I'm going to do here is in the properties, first of all, I'm going to mention it as first name. First name, okay, yeah, this one. And then we want the last name. The last name. Then maybe the email. Let me just remove this. Email. Okay, so let's have a look. We actually have a ton of email fields. Yes, this is the one. And in addition, we can also have the phone number. Okay, phone number, phone number, phone number. Okay, so how about we go with this one, phone number. Okay, so we are going to extract the details, that is the first name, the last name, email, and the phone number, and we will figure out who is this ID, that is 1451. So let us just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the person is Tony Stank. The first name is Tony and the last name is Tank. Okay, and this is his email address and this is his phone number. So basically we have asked to get all these fields, the first name, the last name, the email, and the phone number, and we have got all these details. Now we have to figure out if this person, that is Tony Stank, exists in QuickBooks or not. Because this is important, because we are going to create two branches. The first branch is we are going to figure out if the customer already exists in QuickBooks. All we have to do is just create an invoice for him. But what if the customer is not present in QuickBooks? So, well, it's simple. We create him as a customer and then we will create an invoice for him. So if it is not clear what is going on, so basically we have entered the email of Tony Stank, which we already know that this guy is present in QuickBooks, and QuickBooks has returned the details of Tony Stank. Now let's go to QuickBooks once again, and let me just go to the customer. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to look for a customer that is not present. Let's say I'm just going to type a random name. Let's say Jim Carrey. Okay, so Jim Carrey 1234 @gmail.com. Let's explore if this guy is present in QuickBooks or not. Nope, it's not present in QuickBooks. Jim Carrey 1234 @gmail.com is not present in QuickBooks. It is showing there are no customers matching the criteria. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste this detail here. I'm just going to show you something. Okay, basically it's just an experiment. So this guy is definitely not present. So when I click on save and send test request, it won't show anything. It will just return the time. Okay, this is because Jim Carrey 1234 @gmail.com is not present in QuickBooks. Now, how about we look into another person? Okay, a person that is present. So let me just refresh this. Let's say a guy called as let it refresh, give it 1 or 2 seconds. Okay, so a person, let's say Donnie Springer. Donnie Springer is definitely a customer in QuickBooks. So I'm going to copy her email address and going to remove this. Let me just add Donnie Springer here. And what I'm going to do here is let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so as you can see, we do have a positive response. So these are the details of Donnie Springer. The reason we are getting the details of Donnie Springer is because Donnie Springer is definitely present as a customer in QuickBooks. Okay, so next what we are going to do here is, I hope the method is clear. The reason we have entered the email of Tony Stank is we have to mention to the system that this person is present in QuickBooks. So we are just going to the fourth iterator, and again we are just going to mention the person, that is Tony Stank 1234 @gmail.com. Okay, so once again let me just click on save and send test request, and we are done with Tony Stank. Okay, so yes. Okay, so Tony Stank is definitely present in QuickBooks. So now the next step is, since Tony Stank is present in QuickBooks, we only have to create an invoice for him. Okay, so here the data splits into two branches. Okay, so basically the data is splitting into two branches. The first branch is if the customer is present in QuickBooks. Now the second branch is if the customer is not present in QuickBooks. The deal with the first branch is if the customer is present in QuickBooks, all we have to do is create an invoice for him. If the customer is not present in QuickBooks, we have to create an invoice. We have to create him as a customer in QuickBooks and then add or create an invoice for him. So basically, to split these data, we have to bring in routers. So this is how you split the data. You click on this plus button, and in the choose app, we just add routers. It's actually pretty easy. Router by Pabbly. Okay, so as you can see, it is already showing the data has been split into two fields. Now it doesn't matter, it is showing two fields. You can actually split into 1,000 number of fields by just clicking on more roots. At present, I just want to work with two roots. Okay, so this is the root 1 and the root 2. So I'm going to mention the root 1 if the customer is present. So let me just click on edit name. If the customer is present. Okay, click on update, and we are going to work with the name for the second if the customer is not present. So basically these are the two rules. if the customer is present, if the customer is not present. So we are going to work with the first one, if the customer is present. So click on setting. Okay, so basically we have to apply the if statement. So if statement should be something like this: if this ID, if this customer ID is present in QuickBooks, then the data should flow. Now when we click here, we just go to the fifth accordion, and here you will find the ID. So this is a ID that okay, so this is the ID of Tony's Tank. We click here and we change this as is exist. Now this ID is definitely present in QuickBooks. This ID definitely exists in QuickBooks. So when I click on save and send test request, it will definitely show a positive response, that is true and success. Let me show you. Okay, so it is showing the status as success. This is because this condition is definitely true. Tony's Tank is present in QuickBooks. Now we have to create an invoice for him because Tony's Tank is already present as a customer in QuickBooks. We don't have to create him as a customer. We just have to create an invoice for him. So this is how you do it. You just click on this plus button. Okay. And in the choose app, let me just add QuickBooks. QuickBooks Online. Now in the action event, how about we make it as create an invoice? This one. Click on connect. Existing connection. Okay, go to the recent one. Click on save. Okay, so basically we have to fill all these fields to create an invoice. So first of all, I'm just going to toggle this to the left. Okay, so it is already returning the ID as Donny Springer. So we have to change it. We have to make it as the ID of Tony's Tank. So we just go to the fifth accordion, and the ID was 12, and we have mapped it. Now we can also map the email and the rest of the details, but it's actually pretty much not necessary because QuickBooks already know that these fields are already here. So despite that, we are just going to add Tony's Tank. So we just add Tony's Tank. Okay, so yeah, this is the email address. Okay, we have mapped it. So we are not going to enter the shipping address, billing address, because since he is already present as a customer, we don't have to do anything about that. Now we have to enter the transaction date as well as the due date. So the transaction date will be the date when this deal was created. So we go to the first accordion, and this is the created date. Okay, basically 18th of May 2021, and the finish date or the due date will be 31st of May 2021. So yeah, this is the one, that is the close date. Due date and the close date are the same thing. Now we have to enter the rest of the details. So the quality is definitely 1. This will remain static. Now coming to the unit price. So the unit price is something again you get from the first accordion, and that is $50,000. Now the amount is again the $50,000 because the unit is 1 and the unit price is 50,000. So that is why the amount is $50,000. Now we have to enter the transaction tax details. So it's definitely 0. We don't have any tax detail. And in the discount, we are again adding it as 0. Okay, so basically we are ready to create an invoice. Let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the invoice has been created. So let me just click on done. Okay, and let me just take you to the invoice. So let me just once again just click on sign in. Okay, so skip for now. Okay, so let's explore. So let me just refresh this. We must be having an invoice of Tony's Tank. Okay, so yeah, we do have an invoice of Tony's Tank. So basically this is the first iteration. What about the second and the third? So it will come in next step. So we will have the next people, that is I think Roger and Janice. So we will deal with that later. Now we basically have established the condition if the customer is present. But what if the customer is not present? So once again, just click on setting. So we are going to establish the condition for if the customer is not present. So the if statement is if this ID does not exist. Again, we are going to mention the same ID. Okay, so the ID is this one. Okay, and in this case, we're just going to make it as does not exist. So when I click on save and send test request, it will fetch me a false data because this ID definitely exists in QuickBooks. Okay, so let me just show you. Okay, so the condition is false. Okay, obviously. So let me just click on done. So we are going to mention one more deal here. Okay, so we are just going to create one more deal here. And this time we are going to add a new person. Okay, so let's add a new person. Let me just create a new contact. And after that, I just create a new deal. So the reason I'm creating a new contact is definitely I have to know that this person, Jim Carrey, is not present in HubSpot. Okay, and Jim Carrey is also not present in QuickBooks. So first I'm going to add Jim Carrey 123 at the rate gmail.com. Okay, so this is the first name, Jim. The last name is Carrey. Okay, and this is Jim Carrey's phone number. The lifestyle, okay, lead. Okay, so I think that's enough. Let me just add him as a lead. Okay, so a contact has been created, that is Jim Carrey. Now I'm going to create a deal. So let me just click on deals. So let's say we are going to create a deal in the name of UN. Okay, so the name of the deal is UN. And the appointment stage is qualified to buy or contract sent. The amount is 3,000. And the close date I'm mentioning this time a different one, about 27th of May 2021. The deal type is new business and the priority I'm associating is low. Okay, so yeah, now we have to mention the contact. Now this is one important thing. So we are going to mention the contact, the newly created contact as Jim Carrey. Now this is something you already know, that Jim Carrey is not present in QuickBooks. Okay, remember this, Jim Carrey is not present in QuickBooks. Let me just click on create. Okay, so the deal has been created, Jim Carrey. Okay, so the deal name of the deal is UN and the amount is 3,000, and it was done by a contact called as Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey is not present as a customer in QuickBooks. So next, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take you to Pabbly Connect once again, and once again I'm going to repeat the whole process. Don't worry, it won't take much time. So once again I'm just going to click on save and send test request. So when I click on save and send test request, as I mentioned earlier, it will fetch the details of the recently created deal. So let me do that, and the recently created deal is UN deal. Okay, so yeah, we have the details of the deal. We have the amount, that is 3,000. Okay, so this is the amount, and the name of the deal is UN. Okay, but unfortunately we don't have the details of the contact. We do have the contact, we don't have the details of the contact, that is Jim Carrey. Okay, so this is something that we have to extract, but we do have the creation date as well as the close date. So basically this is something you already know. Now what we're going to do here is I'm just going to refresh all of this. So in my case, the refresh button is F5. So you should know your refresh button. In my case, it's F5. So as you can see, the ID has changed. So once again, let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so this is the ID for Jim Carrey's deal. And once again, I'm going to run the iterator. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, again, let me just click on F5. Okay, so let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so this time there is only one iteration to run. And then we have HubSpot CRM. Okay, once again, I'm just going to click on F5, despite the fact that it's not necessary, but still. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let me just click on save and send test request to finally get the details of Jim Carrey. So these are the details of Jim Carrey. So Jim Carrey has been recently created and we have got the details. And once again, let me just click on F5. Okay, so that QuickBooks know that we are going to work with Jim Carrey. Now, let me ask you a question. When I click on save and send test request, what will happen? The answer is very simple. It will definitely give the time, nothing more than time, because Jim Carrey 123 is not present in our QuickBooks. He's not a customer in QuickBooks. So let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so as I mentioned, it is only showing the time because we don't have the details of Jim Carrey in QuickBooks. So this is where the routers come. So we are going to work with the second condition if the customer is not present. We just click here. Okay, so again, our condition is true, that is if does not exist, and the response is basically error, condition is false. So first we are going to create a customer, that is Jim Carrey, and then we have to create an invoice for the UN deal. So first we are going to create an invoice, create a customer. So again in the choose app, QuickBooks it is. So the process is really coming to an end. I know it's tough, but it's pretty awesome. So the action event is create a customer. Just click on connect. Click on connect with QuickBooks Online. Okay. Authorization successful. Just press OK. So we have the fields, the display name, the given name, the middle name, the family name. So basically we are going to create a customer. So what we're going to do here is, first of all, we are going to work with the given name. So I think this is something that you get from this part. Okay, search a contact, and the first name is the given name, Jim. We don't have any data regarding the middle name, but we do have the last name or maybe the family name. So the family name is Carey. Okay, so family name is Carey, and Jim Carey's phone number is this. Okay, so this is how we get Jim Carey's phone number. Okay, and all we have to do is enter the email. So where do we enter the email? It's something above, I think. Yeah, so this is how you enter the email. So yeah, let me enter the email, jimcarey123@gmail. Oh, I'm sorry. So yeah, this one. Okay, so basically we have entered sufficient detail to create a customer in QuickBooks. Now we don't have any data regarding the billing address or the shipping address. I'm just leaving this blank. So let me just click on save and send test request. Okay, so we are entering the final stages of this integration. So a customer called as Jim Carey has been created. So let me just take you to customer and let me just refresh this. So let me just figure out if a person called as Jim Carey123@gmail.com is indeed present. We just have to check first. Okay, so let me just go to the all customers. Okay, so let us type Jim Carey123@gmail.com. Oops, it's not present. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's have a look what's wrong. We have already created the customer. So the name of the email of the customer is, let's check once again, jimcarey123@gmail.com. Yeah, we do have the customer. Okay, so this is the customer. Okay, we do have the customer. I actually got worried back there. Okay, so this is the customer, jimcarey123@gmail.com. The customer is present. All we have to create an invoice for him. So we know the process. We just scroll down, okay, and click on this plus button. So this is the final step where we will be creating an invoice. In the Choose app, let me just type QuickBooks once again. QuickBooks Online. In the action event, create an invoice. Click on Connect. Go to the last accordion. Okay, and let me just click on Save. Okay, so we have to enter all these fields. Okay, so we are going to enter all these fields. I'm going to toggle this to the left. Okay, now we are going to map the customer ID. So this is the customer ID of Jim Carey, that is 15. Okay, so we are just going to remove this and map the dynamic one. So this is the dynamic ID. Okay, so this is the dynamic ID. Okay, we have mapped it. Excellent. Now we are going to work with the rest of the invoice related details. Let me just also add the email. So this is the email. Where is the email? I'm sorry, I'm not getting that. Yeah, so this is the email and we have got it. We have basically mapped it. Then we have the shipping address. We're just going to completely ignore that. Billing address, again, we are going to ignore that. Now the transaction date as well as the due date. The transaction date was basically the date it was created. So this is the transaction date, creation date. And then we have the due date. I think the due date was 27th or something, 28th or yeah, 27th of May 2021. Okay, now coming to the quantity, let's keep it as 1. The unit price, okay, the unit price was 3000. Now since the unit price into quantity is the amount, so the amount will be again 3000. Okay, we have mapped it. Now we have to enter the tax details, so it's basically 0 and the discount is again 0. Okay, so at this point all we have to do is just click on save and send test request to create an invoice. Let me do that. Okay, so the invoice has been created. Let me just click on done and let's check the invoice. Let me just refresh the invoice page. Okay, so the invoice has been created. So let's have a look. Yes, we do have an invoice of Jim Carey, that is $3,000. So basically this is the gist. We have successfully integrated HubSpot deals and QuickBooks invoices. Now before you leave, let me just explain you the whole mechanism in a nutshell. So let me just minimize this trigger window and let me just minimize the this action window, and of course this action window. So basically this is the whole process in a nutshell. First, you created a deal in HubSpot and you have integrated HubSpot to Pabbly Connect and you have got the details of that deal. But unfortunately, we don't have the contacts of those deals. Okay, so that is why we have created one action window, and it had given the IDs of those people with which we have created the deal. Then we have run the iterator to work with one person or one contact. And after that, we have searched the contact in HubSpot CRM. Then we have figured out a way to know that if this person that has created a deal in HubSpot is also a customer in QuickBooks. If the person is a customer in QuickBooks, then all we have to do is just create an invoice. If the customer is not present, we create him as a customer and then create an invoice for him. Excellent.